Yeah, it's actually crazy how many people you meet. Like you come to this championship and just again comparing it to back home, it seems so big, but you meet like I even this year I would have met so many people that like walking down pit lane and you're like, oh hey, what's going on? You have a quick chat with them and stuff like that. But yeah, like we do the pit lane walks and you see people who actually that's the strength of I think racing in the UK is it's quite a small country geographically. So there's people that go to a lot of the rounds, which is it's such a good thing. Whereas in Australia, you might make a round every season, every year, but the next round's 10 hours away. So
it's a 6-hour flight.
yeah, it's
like
crazy stuff. So it's good to see that like people actually get so into it and follow it. And yeah, met a lot of people who follow it and enjoy it. And like you said, they know ins and outs. And like met guys yesterday that were telling me about like when Bayless was racing over here and they were back in the day. And yeah, just it's great hearing stories. And I just like chatting to people. And just it's cool just when someone comes up like, oh hey, I'm from Australia or whatever, and it's like cool to see other people that come from all over the place to be over here. So yeah, it's definitely, like I said, it's an awesome championship. I love the level here, and yeah, like hopefully you can stay here for years to come.
Troy Bayless was racing here before you were born.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was watching his races I was watching the championship
98, 99.
yeah, 98 when he won 99
99 he won it,
when
yeah.
he won it. And I watched the Donington race with John Reynolds and who was it? Chris Walker. Yeah. So I was watching that the other day. But yeah,
It was even colour TV as well. It wasn't even in black and white.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like he's someone that I sort of always been around. In Australia, I rode for the team that he was involved in Desmond Sport Ducati and Cube Racing. So I was always like had him there, always my teammate on the class below me usually. So yeah, I know those guys really well, and he always helped me like I said, I was 16, so everything he'd always be like, oh, like this corner here. So when I came over to Donington, he'd be like, oh, McLean's, don't come too far to the left before you go right. It's little things like that. He always like helps me out, which is really cool. And whenever he said something, you always listen because he's such a successful, like knowledgeable guy. So yeah, cool to have, because even other guys from Australia, they're always like looking to help out. Brooksy's really helpful. So yeah, it's definitely cool. Even in BSB to have like a little Australian. It's weird that all the Aussies like look out for each other, which I like. I always chat to them and like Billy and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a cool place to be.
We've always had that rich vein of Aussie form in the British Superbike Championship. With, as you said, Brooksy, Jason, go back to Glenn Richards, who was here for an awful long time. Bilby,
they're
all great characters, and it's nice to see the Aussie form hopefully carry on.
Yeah, definitely.
For however many years to come, because we need it in the championship.
Well, Glenn's a big one for me, because Glenn's the reason I came over last year. I was, like I said, with my arm, I was out for a year and a half, and then one day he just rang me up. This was about this time last year, and he's like, "What are you doing? Are you been riding?" I'm like, "Oh, not really. Like I haven't." It was middle of winter in Australia. It's freezing cold where I live, and he'd be like, "Oh," he said, "Well, Stu Tromans has asked me if you want to come over and ride the Triumph," and I was like, "Mate, why not? I'm sitting at home like, on the tools. I'm a carpenter back home, so on the tools, why not come over here for a couple of months and have a crack at BSB again?" Which is that's what's really led to where I am here today. So yeah, really grateful that Glenn's sort of always there, like helping me out. Even back in Australia, sometimes he comes helps me at the track, which is really good. But yeah, he's another guy that's like he's been around here forever and raced for however many years and made a good living, like made a good career over here. So yeah, guys like that, they pop up all the time that have been over in BSB, and that's why I think for me it's like a realistic place to sort of see yourself. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I want to go watch Superbike MotoGP," but BSB is probably realistic if you can get on a Superbike here for the next 10 years or whatever, and be like a solid guy like Brooksy or Jason at the front. That's really what I want to do.